In this daily drop, we are going to celebrate the 50th episode with a challenge. So let's go. All right, kids, here we are, episode 50, and I have decided, selfishly to a certain degree, but also based on feedback and asks from the channel, to do a challenge. Now, we have done a number of challenges on the monthly live stream, Cameron Flask, with myself, Ben Barden, and Caleb Pike. But I've never done a challenge with the weekly live stream. And I'm getting asks for that. And one of the things that I love to do is shoot with film cameras. And there's been more than one person asking for a film camera challenge. So we're going to do it. All right. So this is the Pentax K1000. Well, it's not actually the camera. This was given to me by my oldest daughter as a present at my last birthday. She made it. And it was the first real SLR camera that I owned. It was given to me by my parents. It was used. It was a tank. And I started to learn photography, really learn it on this camera. But then later in life, relearn it. That's a whole other story that I can talk about at some point. And then I stopped taking photographs. But I picked it up in my adult life, and it has become, for me, purely a hobby. Very much like cooking, it is not something that I want to pursue professionally. It is something that brings me a lot of joy when I just get to do it myself. But sometimes it's fun to share. So we've done a camera challenge on the Cameron Flask live stream before. So we're going to do another one here. Now, what I want to do is keep it relatively simple and also have a deadline, because that's something that is important. Give everybody enough time to take their photographs, have them developed, and to get them to me, but not so much time that the challenge just goes on and on and on forever. So I have a Flickr channel, which is the C47 Photo Club. We can use that when we actually show everybody's work. But here are the basics of the challenge. Number one, it has to be a film camera, actual real film. Number two, it's one lens. So you pick the focal length that you're going to be shooting with for this particular challenge, and you stick with that. And the third part of the challenge is it's going to be black and white. Everything else is all up to you. So it's black and white film, fixed focal length that you choose, prime lens. It can be a zoom lens, but you got to shoot at that focal length for all your photographs. So basically a variable prime that you're using as a particular focal length. And then again, film camera. If you want to shoot APS-C, which was a format in the 90s, you can do that if it's actual film. But most people are probably going to be shooting 35 millimeter film. Now, for me personally, I'm trying to make a decision here. I know for sure I'm shooting with a 40 millimeter lens. This is the Olympus OM-4 Ti. Definitely my favorite SLR camera of all time. And this is the Minolta CLE, which is a camera that was developed with Leica and Minolta together. So it's kind of Minolta's electronics. It's not Leica's actual lenses, but, well, you can go look it up. It's kind of a weird history. I don't know if it's a unicorn, but it's a very cool camera, and I have three lenses for it, a 28, a 40, and a 90. Very lightweight, and it's a rangefinder style camera. So I'm going to pick one of these two cameras for the challenge. If you want to shoot one roll of film and that's it, that's fine. If you want to shoot two or three, that's okay as well. I think we're going to probably wind up with you submitting your favorite 3 images for the challenge. I'm kind of trying to decide for myself what film stock I want to use. It's going to be Ilford. The two that I'm thinking of are Delta 3200, which is really a black and white film stock, which is technically at about a 1250 ASA ISO speed, but it can be rated, and people shoot with it usually anywhere from 800 to 3200. And obviously, you'll have different grain structure depending on how you do that. But I'm thinking that I might go with that and rate it at 1600. So that way I can use a faster shutter speed during daytime and, of course, aperture um, and then essentially shoot daytime and also nighttime or evening or low light with the camera. The other one is, and you can look it up, it's called Ilford XP2 Super. It's a 400 speed film. It's black and white film that you can process C41, which means that you can technically take it to any lab and they can do that. Will the lab do a good job? Not sure about that, but I personally am fortunate that I am relatively close to Salem, Oregon, and one of what I think is one of the best labs in the country, Photovision, is based there. You can use them. You can send your film in, and they will process it. They will scan it, meaning you'll have digital negs. They can create prints for you. I think they're a fantastic lab, but there are other ones depending on where you are geographically. It can be a little bit of a nightmare right now to take your film to a Walgreens or a Walmart or somewhere like that. One of the things that I would make sure is take it to a place that you can get your negatives back. And that's kind of like baseline for me. I want to be able to have the negs. I want them to scan them so I have it digitally, and I want some prints. So check out Photovision if you want, but I'm sure you, if you are shooting film, have a lab that you use. That's what I want to do. I want to have this challenge, and here's the deadline. It's the 27th of October right now. I want to give everybody about a month for the challenge. So that would put us at Wednesday, November 29th. So we're a week after basically the week of Thanksgiving here in the States. So Wednesday, November 29th on the weekly live stream. You'll need to submit your stuff probably 4 or 5 days before that. So I'll probably put the deadline somewhere over the weekend of Thanksgiving weekend. So that's what we got. It's the 35 millimeter black and white fixed focal length film challenge. It starts today for you. Hopefully, a lot of people will be a part of it and they will submit their photographs. And I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to take one of these bad boys out and start taking some photographs probably today. Don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.